Yes, sir. Let's go.
Feel like David, you with that Pikachu. Master a collector, I'ma pick and choose. On me and my wallet, rocket to the moon.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Palace, more specifically the Stack, episode number 2. Maybe a couple months late, but we got it out. Here we are. I wanted to go over it's not specifically one item that we're going to go over stacking wise today. It's going to be more so a category of items, and I'm going to give a few examples. But with the new OUP video that came out this week, thanks to Reese and the team that put that out, they hinted and referenced that the next thing to drop, most likely coming this month, will be crypto to gem. So that's something, if you know me, there's a lot of people that are, some of us, decon specific artists that we like to pick out those guys. We get the big IP, don't get me wrong. That's stack number 3. Don't get me wrong. You're gonna see that episode. I stack big IP too, but there's some things here that are decon related that I think with gem to or crypto to gem, they are potentially going to go completely extinct off of the market, whether we're in a bull or a bear cycle. If there's enough gems flowing in and things being bought that are this low mint and this low of price, I think they're probably going to go extinct. And there's some of these things that aren't extremely low mint, but they've accrued purchases over the last year or so. So they are just, there's few and far between on the market. People that wanted them have them and are holding them, preparing for the inevitable bull run that we're all hoping for. So just gonna start this out bias. Obviously here, some of these things I really do enjoy, and eventually I will sell these things off. So this is not financial advice. Fair warning to everybody. I believe everything on this list I hold. I think there's 2 things here that I don't hold, but I own pretty much everything, if not multiple of these. In fact, I think I do own multiple of most of these. So starting it off, decon stuff. It's pretty much all decon stuff, which is good because decon's coming up next week. I will be there. Me and BZ will be there. So if you guys want to come say what up to the boys, let us know. DM me on Twitter. Join the Discord. Let us know. But in honor of that, low mints are going to go extinct. So to start this off, we're going to start with my guy, Sket1. If you guys have not checked out Sket1, he makes some sick art. Follow his Instagram, his Twitter, all that stuff. Sket puts out some really good shit if you're into art. So he's a pretty well-known artist, so it's not like you're throwing your money into a 10,000 profile pic NFT on OpenSea. It's not quite in that realm. He still has some following to him, so the risk here is not quite as volatile as an OpenSea thing. But I'm going to start off with my favorite on the list. Came out a couple weeks ago. It's my new favorite collectible in-app by far. I've got 2 of them currently. I'm at number 47 and number 145. Plan to get more, and I don't think I'll ever sell number 47. That 145 I'll probably sell in a bull cycle, and probably every other one I get from here I'll sell in the next bull cycle if they can go extinct like I hope. But that 47, number 47, Boxer, Mr. Boxer. I know I delayed that. I was just rambling there. Mr. Boxer, the animated, there's 666 of them available. And that's not, again, all these things that I'm going to say here are not to account the original that are taken from the original supply prior to drop from VeVe, which is, I think it's 90. They may have changed it, but I know previously was the first 40 and then another 50 random ones, but they may have changed that. But I believe it's 90. So every number I say from here, subtract 90. from the supply. That's give or take what's available to get. So 666 minus 90, do whatever you want there. It's animated is very key to me. If you look at, and once I list off the rest of the things here, animated is major to me. I think it really differentiates itself from all the other low mint items. And this one, me and the rest of the Palace boys, being UFC and big combat sport fans and sport fans in general, it's a dude punching another dude. It's a skeleton punching another skeleton, and they are so high quality. I'll put a video on the screen somewhere. I've taken so many of them since I got them. They're so high quality. In fact, I'll probably put a bunch of videos at the end of the video is what I'll probably do, so it doesn't interrupt me talking here. But yes, the skeletons, you zoom in, you walk up, get close to them in AR. The gold on the face is very high quality, and it's, I mean, from my understanding, I'd have to do research. I'm sure there's some major Marvel IP drop that I'm not thinking of here, but animated fight scene, I don't know if there is any out there, and if there are, there's few on the market. So it is, again, if you'll see at the end of the video, it is him punching the other guy. I wish it was back and forth, a punch, but it's a singular one skeleton punching another skeleton, and it's pretty dope. Especially when we talk about all the other things here on this list, it stands alone, in my opinion, when you talk about mint size, artist popularity, and animated. This one, to me, especially in the market right now, going for 55 gems, which is 5 gems over retail. It retailed for 50. Yeah, it's insane. I may be kicking myself in the butt by making this video. Hopefully people don't go sweep a few, because I'd like to get a few more around that price range. But yes, that is item number 1 from Scat 1, no pun intended. Next items, we've got the Tings. Now, for context, the original Ting, the Neapolitan, I really like it. I don't own it. Its price doesn't really compare when you can get the other 4 that dropped in the last month. Their mint size is lower. This one's, at least one of them, is animated, and they're cheaper. So I would arguably ignore the Neapolitan. I would maybe grab one if you want it. It's the first one to drop, the first Ting, so it's gonna have value there, if these do have value in that sense, like a major IP would. But I believe to just skip that one at its price. Again, just get one if you want it. But the other 4, it's 999 editions, 888 editions, 777 editions, and 555 editions. Again, minus 90 on all of those. And the 777 edition is radioactive, and so it is animated. Minor, it's not as animated as the Boxer, but it is animated lightly. So all of those things at their price points right now, if you look, the most expensive one obviously is the 555, which I love. That's the one I got on drop, so big fan. It's pretty perfectly priced in this market, so I don't know if I would necessarily stack that one, because I think the other ones are more competitive. But the other ones are all around under 50. I think they're all under 50. I think it might be all under 40. That's a play for that edition size. And you got to remember here, guys, with the gem, or with the crypto to gem here, I'm really talking about extinction here. With the amount that are on the market, and these are the editions that are available, you got to look specifically at the amount that are on the market. Some of these things, as I get down the lists, may have 2,000, 3,000 editions, but there's only 20 of them available on the market. And so once people are able to jump in with the money they've been just holding for last year, now it's down, of course, but they may be more of a fan of VeVe and Ecomi and all the projects here over some of the other projects. I just did the same. I just swapped a whole bunch of crypto this week into OMI, because I believe more in OMI than some of the other stuff. So I think there's going to be people that may be doing the same thing that I just did with OMI, but they're looking more at the comics and the collectibles. So just a thing to keep in mind here, when there's certain things that are so limited and they're just, the amount that are on the market are so limited, it leaves for some speculation. It leaves for some, there's a little bit of a crunch here, and there's something's going to happen, up, down, I don't know. But especially if the user base keeps going up. I know these may not be major IP, but there's going to be a lot of people like me out there where these are my favorite collectibles. I know the IP, like I love Spider-Man, I love Thor, I love Silver Surfer, I love Amazing Fantasy 15. I own all those. I love them all. But the things I'm listing here right now, I personally like more. If we're talking about the metaverse idea, when we're wearing AR glasses, per se, and on my desk here in front of me, I have a little thing that will, not a hologram, but it just is a spot where I can put the AR, the Mr. Boxer, for example, is sitting there, and it's just not going to move. It knows its positioning. When I'm wearing these glasses, it just has a little animated, it's sitting there. I would prefer to have these things kind of around my room and shit than a Thor. I like Thor. That's something that I can brag about, but I think these are gonna be cooler. And so there's so minimal of them. And once we get more user base, we're not dropping 600 mint things. If there's a 500,000 active daily users, they're not dropping things. There's 600 editions. They're dropping things that are 10,000. That's the low. So there's not going to be a lot of items in the long run if VeVe keeps doing what it's doing. Ooh, my fan just turned on. One second. Let me turn that off. Can't remember what I was saying exactly, but yeah, these things are just so low mint that when it comes to those kind of things in my room that I want sitting here, I think it's going to be more of a flex. I think in the metaverse play, when they're going to come over to the palace that's in the metaverse, and they're going to come over, they're going to sit at the round table, and sitting at my seat at the round table is what's going to be sitting there. I don't know if I'll have Silver Surfer. Maybe I'll rotate it like a photo, one of those digital photo things that will change photo. Maybe, but these low edition things are going to be the flex to me, I think. So, and that's again speculation, not financial advice. So we're going to move on, but that's the things. And then one more item, again, by Sket One. This is 15 minutes just on this. So this is going to be a long video. I apologize. The Greepers that he also just dropped recently. 666 editions, 666 editions, 666 editions, and 266 editions. Take 90 out from all those. Extremely limited, and they're sick. None of them are animated. So that's why I put these kind of below the Tings and the Mr. Boxer on the Sket One list. But they're sweet, and they're so limited that they're kind of like nice little Funko Pops is how I'm gonna view them. Is I'll have them in my vault, whatever, just kind of a flex. These are subtle little action figure looking Greepers, the metal ones, so sick. I don't have, for context, I don't have the black one, but I do have the other three. So I think they're good pickups. Not stacking all these things. Again, a lot of these things I just have one of. There's a few of them, and a good amount of them that I have probably two of, but I'm not stacking any of these hard. This is big spec plays. I want to get most of them. But if you guys think that one of these things is, as I said, like Mr. Boxer, seems stack worthy just off edition size alone. Next, we'll move to the fan favorite of the palace. Everybody loves him. We love him. Luke Chu, the man, Monkey King. Ghost Bears. Ghost Bears, dude. Ghost Bears, Ghost Bears, Ghost Bears. I'm going to throw a ton of pictures up here. You know it. We love our Ghost Bears. 1,888 editions, 1,688 editions, 1,288 editions, and 888 editions. Now, this is one of the ones that kind of falls under the long accumulation phase thing, because it dropped last decon when there were lots of bots, there was dirty gems, stuff, all that. So the market was just completely different, to the point where 888 editions is the rarest, which is the red one, was extremely limited. If you look at all the original decon drops from last year, I don't know. I think there's one or two others that are lower than 888 or 888. Like, it is quite limited. So at the time, especially, and they've been bought up all last year. So there's not a lot in the market there. So that is an easy swoop. I mean, it takes one person watching one of our videos that we preach about all the time about ghost bears, and they go, I really like those. I'm going to, I have 450 ETH. I'm going to move 2 of my ETH and go sweep the floor on these things. Not that they should. I don't know if that's necessarily a financial move that I would make, but they could, because that's baller moves and that's whale moves. And that's what we're talking about here. We're not talking about minnows. We're not talking about narwhals. We're not talking about swordfish. We're not talking about a grouper. We're not talking about none of that. All right. We're talking about whales, orcas, in Leviathan moves is what we're talking about here. Okay. Not even whale moves, literally Leviathan level moves. So to them, it's like me going and dropping $1 on something. So it's some of these things, a lot of people, there's a lot of us that are young in this game. And again, I may be speaking out of my ass here. I don't fully know everything, but from my understanding, there are some serious people in the world that have serious money in this game, and they're looking for the next major things. And VeVe is it. And these may not be the IP, but they're the low mint. So this may be the second option they go for. Easy sweep. So yeah, that's Ghost Bears. Next, my guy, Jermaine Rogers. Again, he might be the most well-known out of everybody on this list. Somebody may be able to correct me here, but I believe he's the most well-known on the list. So Jermaine, you got the Dero. Love me a Dero. I don't own a Dero. I still need to get it. Kind of waiting. I think there's some stuff in the, I don't want to jinx anything, but I think there's a possibility that the economic state of the world may be going lower. And not to get political, but it's like we're just denying it. I don't know why, but we're just like, no. But okay, so that's my feel there. But I think that's gonna, I think there's a possibility of it getting worse. So I may hold off on Dero. And again, this is not financial advice, I keep saying, so you guys can also think the same things and maybe hold off if you want. Do what you want. But yeah, Dero's 999. And the only reason I think this is really solid, not because it's Jermaine Rogers and 999 editions, it's also been queued over the last year, just like the Ghost Bears have. So there's very few in the market. It was originally in the bull market going for like $1,200, and it's right now going. I'll post it on the screen. It's like it's pretty reasonable right now. So the only reason, not the only reason, but the other reason is because the next items on the list, this is the main character that ties to the plot line of Jermaine Rogers' world here. And Dero is kind of the from my understanding, I don't know if it's the big bad or the big good. It's like the big main. So people that get the specimens by Jermaine, Dero's gonna, he's gonna be the Darth Vader of them. So even though he's a little higher mint than some of them, gonna get picked up. And we'll move down to the specimens. I love my specimens. Obviously, there's been some things that have moved up in the list for me that I prefer, just because of market, user base. We're just dropping lower mint stuff. I'm a low mint guy. It may be my fault. Again, I said I have other IP as well, but I think at the time I was in love with the specimens, and I still am. They've been picked up over the market. These specifically, specimen, there are 3,333, 2,222, 1,777, and 999. So the most limited one, the white and cyan one, number 4, my fave, it's the same amount as Dero. So it was also, again, going for over a K in the bull, so that's something to look at. But I don't know. I think these things have been picked up over the last year. You can look at the amount that are in the market right now. I just think you can look into Jermaine, his whole universe that he has with the Dero and the specimens, and I think the bunnies are in there. It's kind of fun. It's like the Marvel universe, but his own characters. It's kind of dope. So it's a little more than meets the eye with him. So I like them all. And specimens, not to mention, are minorly, very subtly animated. I don't know if a lot of people know this, because you can't see it on the main picture. And even when you click it, if you don't spin it, you won't see it. But you spin around, they have a microchip on their back head that's blinking. So it's subtly animated. It's kind of still the same way like a Black Panther is like breathing. It's kind of in that realm, not that well, but it's in that realm. And then we'll get to the Choices bunnies. I love the Choices bunnies, dude. 2,222, 1,666, 1,111, 888, and then there's the limited edition gold. It's not limited edition if you think about it. The gold one that dropped during it was the secret drop, right? Secret drop during Comic-Con or whatever last year. It was the secret drop. There's 999 of those, so 100 more than the ultra rare camo original set bunny. Those are sick. The same thing as specimens and everything. They're not animated, but they're basically in the same realm as the Greepers from Scat 1. They're not animated, but they look sweet, and they're just low mint. So, and again, they've been queued, just like all the other stuff that dropped last year. Moving on, we've got Inez, my boy Inez. Shout out to VeVe Arcade. You're the GOAT. He interviewed Inez. I don't know if it was the day they dropped or the day after or the day before, whatever. But big fan of Inez. I think he's got some utility stuff that he's leaking out there. He's got physicals that I'm a big fan of. And yeah, I think Illazillas are a move, and they look sick. They look sick. So there's a 999 editions, 888, 777, 444. And the elusive, super exclusive water element one. There's 111 of them. But as I've discussed this whole video, take 90 out of it, that means there's only 21 of those things available on market at max. At the maximum available, there's 21. Right? Yeah. 21? Yeah, there's 21 of them, right? So if you look at its price, it makes sense where it is. But I think in a bowl, if you can afford that sucker and you're really into the speculative shit, you think Donnie was at a certain price, bro? This thing's gonna beat Donnie. My opinion, not financial advice. But yeah, those are the Illazillas, and then we can move on to the last two MISC. We got the Boo Cat that just dropped recently. It's also animated. It glows. I don't own one, and there's 666 editions. I know it got swept up. I don't remember why. If there's utility, I wasn't watching. Maybe there's some guys out there that can let me know, but it got swept up from like 60 to like 150. I remember like just a random day last 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. So, and it's still kind of hovering around that. So that's kind of just what I'm saying is some of these things can move from $60 to 150 in a bear market with no crypto to gem. What's going to happen if a bull market happens and we have crypto to gem? Like it, some of these things are going to go extinct, in my opinion. So that's why I'm grabbing them now. And, you know, it's my opinion. And then the last one, 1,288 editions. You got the Human. It's also animated. I don't own one. I want to get one. I know the boys owned one. I don't know if they still do, but I think it's a sweet one. It might still be in the market or the shop. You might still be able to mint one. But yeah, I like that one a lot. But that's it. That's my list for everybody. Remember, it's not financial advice. Always is. Always will be. These are just things that I'm looking at. I'm picking up in the market. It's a bear market. I know I should be going for major IP here. I need to lock down an ultra rare Vader in the next month and a half. I bought a plane ticket, you know, to decon and, you know, paid a certain half or, you know, quarter or whatever the number is of an Airbnb. And, you know, I want to get a physical of one of these, preferably a Scat 1 or Luke Chew physical. That'd be sick. So yeah, I've just got some money to move here. So I've just kind of been flipping stuff and picking up these things that I think is a move now that crypto to gem is pretty much fully announced. Now we know VeVe, they're not perfect with their timelines. They never have been, never will be. Shit, you could ask my coworkers, you can ask my friends. I'll tell you I'll be there at 10 o'clock you can bet your ass I'm gonna be there at 10:10, 10:15. I'm not gonna be there that time. It's just, so I can't blame them if they're coding all this shit, and they gotta make sure it's secure, that the licensors are okay with it, and that Apple and certain things are, so it's, give them a break, period. Give them a break, and they're just now expanding the team. I guess I'll mention, shout out to Corey, old rhubarb, VeVe3, that's my boy. He's if you guys didn't know, he's now a part of the VeVe team. I don't know exactly the title. You can let us know if you're watching down in the comments. Video creative content creator manager thing. He's gonna be making the videos and stuff, I believe, for VeVe. So it's gonna be sick. He'll be a decon, so hopefully we can make a little something on our channel. Obviously, I don't want to just fucking throw us on the, we're a bunch of hooligans, bro. We animals. You don't want the palace immediately. Maybe you want to get some OGs out there first, but we need to get Corey on the channel at some point. That's my guy. So other than that, yeah, shout out to him. Phil, go send him love. He's a part of the team. Expect a bunch of videos there. And if you haven't seen VeVe3's previous videos, high quality, super high quality. If you've seen the collab video we've done on Vault's channel, he edited that and stuff. So it's quality. He makes good work. So you VeVe fam, you're in for a treat if you don't know. He's phenomenal hire, VeVe, phenomenal. But yeah, those are my picks, boys. Thanks for watching. Not financial advice. I've said it 20 times this video. I'm going to keep saying it. YouTube, again, I don't want to get sued, but this is where I'm putting my money right now. There's episode 3 that's going to come out in a bit. There's some other stuff I'm putting money in that is super cheap, that it's just, you can't not. But right now, that's it. That's Stack episode 2. That's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm picking up. No specific thing, just anything you can pick up that is, the artist is well enough known. There's, again, no hate. There are some on here that I think, you can do a Google search and somebody else's Facebook page is going to pop up. So it's not necessarily the best speculative place, but if you can find the right guys on here, like I believe Scat1, Jermaine Rogers, Luke Chu, I'm spacing a few, but there's some that have been doing work for years that it's worth it to me. I like it. So yeah, wrap this up, get this under a 30-minute video, but thanks for watching. Discord, everything down below. Hit my Twitter. None of the other Palace guys use Twitter. Journey does, kind of. Jerry, wherever he is, kind of does. But if I'm the main guy when it comes to the Palace Twitter, so go ahead and follow me down there. Eventually we'll make a Palace Twitter, but none of them care to use it, and I don't want to manage to. So just follow me on Twitter. I post everything out there. You can message me whenever you want. Discord is probably the best way to get a hold of us, of course. So yeah, you can message any of us there whenever you want. We're always in the voice chat, always hanging out. That's it. That's all I got for you, boys. Peace out. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.